Hello. Guess what? Can you guess?
It's the Bob Doyle Show.
That's right. It's the Bob Doyle Show.
Doyle Show. It's the Bob Doyle Show.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness.
It's the Bob Doyle
Sorry you didn't hear that. And I'm sure that you did, ladies, gentlemen, all the rest of you, all the dancers out in the lobby. That's actually our lobby. It looks like the outdoors. It's actually our street, and this is also our lobby. It's just another part of our lobby in our vast, expansive studio that we have here that we use to house the Bob Doyle Show, which is what you're watching right now. Now, let me just say hello to John Spencer Ellis because he was the first one in the room, and we'll even give him a little bit of a, he was the first one in the room. You can't tell me that's not worth something. Well, you could tell me, but I wouldn't believe you. So look, Dawn, hi. Hi, Monica. So look, I didn't give anybody any warning again. I didn't even tell my assistant, Dawn, that I was going to do a show today. So, let alone the rest of the world. And I'm doing it on my timeline because I have this crazy theory that broadcasting on the Bob Doyle Show page just doesn't, it's just not as... So we're going to find out, even though I really didn't, I didn't weigh the odds in my favor by not at least giving people a heads up. But do you really be honest? I mean, we need to know this as live broadcasters. What's the viewing behavior? I can't tell you because I'm a broadcaster, so I can't think like a what do they call it? Muggle? No. I can't think like an audience. So you see live stuff now, do you just another live thing? So if I schedule it, if I make a big deal out of it, does that even matter? Or is it just like, you know what, Bob, when you're live? Hi, Noreen. Carolina, nice to have from Bogota, Colombia. Thank you. Welcome all the way. And Efrain is here. And Efrain, last time you came on, you were watching, and I saw you come on, and the words didn't come out of my mouth welcoming you. And it wasn't until I was watching the replay and I saw your name again, I was like, I never even acknowledged him. This is the burden I carry. This is how much I care about you, the viewer, and all the people you're going to tell to view this program, because it's just a nice thing to do. Admit it. Those of you who have shared this program, you always feel better afterward, don't you? I mean, sure, you may get a lot of private messages afterward, like, why did you put this on my timeline? Not interested. Don't make me block you. That could happen. But that's the one thing that could probably happen. Anyway, well, it's good to be seen by you, Efrain. Anyway, so here we're in some new digs. I've got a new display now where I can see your comments. So let's have some comments so I can utilize this incredible technology that is floating in front of me. So, look, it's not like, hold on, I dropped my piece of paper, so I'm going to have to bend down unceremoniously and pick it up. Look, if I could cut to a commercial, I would. But I'm a little low on sponsors right now. All right. I really only have just a few little things here to even talk about. But, okay, I'll be honest. Can I just be honest? Please, can we base our relationship on honesty and not have to play these silly social games? Thank you. Here's the fact, Jack. Anybody's name out there, Jack, at all? Even one person? Because, wow, see, that would be really lasering in. Lynn Rose, with whom I share this space and my life and the dog and all sorts of other things. Dishes. She's out of town again. Oh, man. Those of you who know what that means. It means I'm probably going to do a lot more broadcasts than usual, and they're probably going to be weird. I mean, I don't know why I wait until she's gone to do those, but, whatever. Anyway, why do we see a reflection of the comments on your nose on my screen? Yeah, because it's a floating, cool, don't you see? It's like Minority Report. It gets to float right here. I'll show you a cool demonstration in a second when it cycles around again. What do you mean? Well, I will need to cook. See now, look. See Minority Report. Now watch. Let's say. Now imagine. See if I was doing Apptacular, right? And I'm scrolling around to find it, and I'm broadcasting it up here. Now, Dawn, do you get it? Does everybody get how cool this is? I knew I was going to have to explain it. To me, it was like the coolest thing. I thought, you know what? Instead of putting them up here and blocking everybody's view, I'll just have them subtly show up, and they'll just be this cool little visual element. And it'll be obvious. And then I'm telling Lynn I've got this really cool way I'm going to show the comments from now on. And then as I'm thinking about it, I realize I'm going to show her, and she's going to go just like Dawn did. Why are we seeing the reflection? So I walked in here with this ginormous bubble that has now been burst. So let me just get back to what's left of this show, so that you can see the cool Minority Report comment screen. Hi, Terry. They're not upside down, they're backwards. See, because they're showing to me. See, I'm reading up and down. I can scroll up and down. And look, here's the optical illusion. See, I can go like this, but I'm actually scrolling, see, with my other hand. But I can, do you see? Guys, it's theatrics. It's cinema. It's special effects. It's theater of the mind without needing to imagine. I've right. Did you see? It's like, okay. Look, I didn't pay James Cameron $100 million to come in here and do this for you guys not to understand what it was. All right. Oh. Hey, you know, Monica, here's a news flash that Lynn will automatically relate to. I do the cooking. That'd be me. So, see, Dawn's backpedaling now. Bah ha ha, good stuff. She gives me a bah ha ha. Look, maybe this isn't in its final form. Maybe this is a beta. It's a prototype. At the very, look, I got the waterfall. Come on, you got to give me that. This is a fun place to be, right? You want to be in this room because you just want to go outside and sit by the waterfall. And who could blame you? It's beautiful. Let's see a more focused look at it. See, now it's a little bit more in focus. Didn't really respond to my snaps very well. I have to allow for that. Click and then snap. Nope. Well, whatever. You get it. It's show business. So I have to admit, because we are being honest with one another, and I know everybody's sharing, right? Okay, right. Okay. Tweeting. And what you want to do is you want to right mouse click on the video, and then it's going to pop up and it's going to say show video URL. And then you're going to show that, and you're going to copy that, and then you can paste it into Twitter. You can email your friends and family, your entire mailing list, and it'll take them right to this video. I bet you didn't. That's a little known trick. You may not know. Now, some of you knew it. Some of you didn't know. How do I send people directly to the video? Well, all right. Now, see, 8 others shared. You like the microphone, huh? See how it's actually functional. Hi, Nori. Nori, you may notice that there's someone in this room who also has the word Nori in their name. They may be gone, but they're in my coaching group. Her name is Noreen. And so I get 2 Noris in my life. What? Some people don't even have one. Those poor, poor people. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen, and people who know what I'm talking about? Which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe one of you. Hi, Jenny. Oh, see, we're just getting visitors from the past. It's great. It's like, I don't want to dive right into the content because I just want to welcome everybody in and hug everybody and say, long time no see. Sorry I've been, elsewhere, not here. But, we're still just waiting for the group to get in. Here, I actually love the waterfall. I know, me too. It's very nice, very relaxing. How can you stay stressed and tense when you're watching this. Now, I could have a little sound effect in the background, but I think it might be a little bit distracting. It might be a little bit distracting. All right. So I actually do. So that was so bad. That was done so poorly. But you know, this is live. There's no take two. I wonder what take I would be on if I had the opportunity. No, I don't do takes. That's why I do everything live. I don't ever want to have to edit anything again. So now my new policy is everything is just live and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Look, Terry and Jenny are talking to one another. See, they're over there. They're over there by the dip. It's good dip. You should try it. Don't. It looks like normal grocery store dip, but it's not. Terry made it. Okay, look, I'm just being silly, and we don't do that here. There aren't many things that really get me like super agitated, like they get my dander up. You know, like even throughout the whole political season, I kept myself emotionally disengaged, and I was like, you know, there's enough hysteria around me. I don't need to play this game, right? And yet there are some things that just absolutely send me over. Send me over to the extent where, as I'm going to share this with you. That's because that's what we do. We're sharing. We share with one another. And I'm going to share this thing. And I just want to tell you up front that I got so bent out of shape after I read this that, I mean, I was like, I was thinking, like, I don't post responses to things like that anger me. Like, I do not post out of emotion on Facebook or forums or anywhere else. I did that once a long time ago when I was on bulletin board systems, you know, on my Atari computer. And I thought it'd be real funny to show how smart I am about something. And then I experienced my first flame war type thing. And I'm like, ugh, this, yuck, gross, never. And so I don't post opinions about things because we all know what happens with them. They all just get argued about and nobody really changes their mind. So, and it's exhausting. Anyway, so I am a part of a mailing list for virtual reality. Everyone knows I like VR, right? VR, the initials for virtual reality for those who are not initiated. But now you know. See, now you're an insider too. You're welcome. So I'm an enthusiast. I like to share the technology. I'm excited about the technology. I see a lot of potential in it, and I know that it's early. So, and there have always been people who have sort of naysayed it and go, oh, well, it's not ready yet, or oh, it's just a toy, or whatever. Like this total lack of vision people. See, you can see I'm getting agitated. I normally don't get, I don't get, but this, for whatever reason, I think there's just something about people with a lack of vision that just, anyway. But there's more, and I'm gonna self-analyze in a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna rip on this thing I saw, and then I'm gonna rip on myself. Okay, so it's balanced. That, again, see, I'm a Libra. I don't know what that means, except that there are scales involved. So I figured the balance thing might work. Guys are being awfully quiet, creepy quiet. All right, I got you mesmerized. That's okay. So anyway, so I get this email because I'm part of this group. I read this little paragraph that this guy writes, and I find myself just wanting to just write the response of my life, except I couldn't even get through a sentence in my head without profanity in it. That's not the Bob Doyle you know and love. I was so mad. And I wanted to go live right then. I wanted to go with this right then and just really just, you know, I mean, I wouldn't go live and really be angry. But yesterday, you know, it really had me bent out of shape, and Dan's in the house too, noticing that I am in the house. So we're in the same house. Nice house today, right? Maybe this is Dan's house. Maybe I wandered in uninvited, saw the broadcast equipment, said, I'll do a show here. They got that cool, you know, comments hologram that's so obvious what it is. that it's so cool. It's a comments hologram. That's what it is. It's a comogram. Somebody help me. We're going to come up with what this is so that everyone will be in the know. I thought about having it say comments above it backwards. Do I have to spoon feed everyone this way? Oh, wow. Okay, see, I've tapped into my irritated energy and I'm taking out on all of you, and I apologize. Please come back, come back, come back. Come back. Hugs. Sorry. All right, let me figure out which buttons to push so I do this correctly. I think, hold on. I have to go away from this. All right. Here is, and so I'm going to share this with you, and then of course I'm going to comment on it. But basically this really gets me going, because I am such a believer in virtual reality and what it can do and where it can go, and certainly augmented reality is where I believe the masses will embrace it. But it's stuff like this that really gets me going. So let's look through it together, shall we? So his whole comment, and I politely blurred out his name, just enough. VR, the new isolation tank, and so I saw that as a title, and I thought, I wonder what that's about, because the idea of isolation tanks are actually interesting to me. So here it is. I'll read it to you. I know you can read, but I'm going to read it to you anyway. When will the developers of VR finally discover that it is not the aim of most people to loose themselves? Okay, I'll have to give the misspelling. It should have been L-O-S-E. It's L-O-O-S-E. No big deal. I'm sure it's not a reflection on anything else. Lose themselves in some product whose main goal is to create a world of isolation for themselves. Completely ridiculous, false premise. The whole paragraph. Lose themselves in some product whose main goal is to create a world of isolation for themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, has this person, and I know this person's gone into VR, I obviously, but they're not paying attention to what's going on out there. Okay, and so what? Okay, moving on. So-called trash terms like immersive experience should be replaced by confined isolation tank. Wow, could we be more negative? Maybe so, Pete. It sounds like the author of that has their own issues of isolation. I mean, first of all, calling immersive experience trash term. What? It is an immersive experience. It's an immersive experience when you go into virtual reality. You are immersed in it. Don't try and make that a stupid thing to say. It's exactly what it is. Trash terms. Where do you need to be on the intellectual scale so that you can talk down to the term immersive experience and call it a trash term? What's the positioning? Let's find out. The public wants a social experience that strapping a loneliness box about your head will not deliver. Okay, loneliness box is clever. But wow, again, what a ridiculously negative viewpoint of virtual reality. I mean, look, you put the box on because that's how you see the thing. It's just how you experience it. A loneliness box. There are many, many social applications for virtual reality, many of which are active out there right now. And we're just early in the stage, and I'll speak to that in just a moment. Let's continue. If you're looking for a wider experience, spend more time developing concepts that actually do create a social aspect to them. Lots of people are doing that. And for pity's sake, try to find some story concepts that use VR to enrich the story. Not just hack out VR games that simply plays on a VR headset and could just as easily play it on a monitor. Look, you have to start somewhere. Developers are developing things because nobody really knows what's going to take, what are people going to enjoy, what interfaces work. You have to start with simple things. Start with games. People can relate to them. It's a great way to get it into the hands of people, and they can be really simple games that have no story. Sometimes that's the point, sometimes it's not. We're just trying to acclimate people and understand what is the experience of virtual reality with people. But to presuppose that it's a loneliness box that you put on your head when there's so much social stuff, that's like the same thing that people said about the internet in general. You know, go out and meet real people. Well, we socialize like crazy on Facebook. We meet people that we never would have met. Our communities grow by leaps and bounds because of this technology. And just because we're early in it now doesn't mean that this isn't a place to be or a place that it's going to go socially. But you got to give the technology time, right? I mean, it's like people got to learn how to do it. You know, the applications and the how VR works and how we move around in VR has changed tremendously in the year or so that it's been out. It's gotten better, as this will always get better. But this is the kind of thinking that, you know, this whole, oh, VR is not going. What are you afraid of? What is the freaking problem here? And then why does it have to be like the movies today for it to have any valid point? Or why does it all have to be, look, yes, some of it's going to turn into great stuff for good. Some of it's just going to be mindless entertainment, just like the internet. It's just an extension of something that we're doing anyway. It's just, how do we interact with other people, and how do we interact with information? How do we enrich our life experience? Make ourselves feel good. Look, guys, there are some people who, because of whatever their real life situation is, will never be able to have certain experiences, will never be able to have a particular adrenaline rush, just a certain chemistry that people who can go out and do these thrilling things can have until now. Virtual reality, by putting on the loneliness box, gives people an experience of traveling to places they could never travel to have the experience of skiing down a mountain if that's what they want, or riding roller coasters that they could never do. You know, having life experiences that, yeah, okay, so they're wearing a thing. Great. You see what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. I don't need to convince you. You're all visionaries. Like Louise, who gets my point completely. But the whole last line here about, you have a technology, now look for how to best use it. That's exactly what everybody's doing. That's precisely what everybody's doing. So it's not doing what you think it should do yet, so you figure nobody should be, just, you get from point A to point B by going to all those little A.1, A.2, A.3, A.3, 4. See what I'm saying? Okay. That's the end of the rant. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Place just got really big. Okay. Any thoughts on that? Anyone? What? I know this isn't an issue show. So what is happening? What's happening with everybody? What's the big? Here's a question for you that we'll just throw out there on the table. I don't really have a table here at the desk. I'll throw it on the desk. I don't even have room on the desk. Everything is covered. You should see it. I'd show it to you, but it would shatter the illusion. Right? So, Cody, I wish you would come here so I could show people you. But he's just out of reach. So if in one sentence, what's the game you're playing? What are you up to in your life right now? In one sentence. Come on, let's play together. We never do this, you and I. It's always so about me. Let's talk about you. And while we're doing that, we can talk about me. And Bob Doyle Live. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Would you like to bring Bob Doyle into your group or organization to speak to your people on law of attraction principles without having to pay the expensive travel fees and other associated things that bring a person like me into a place like yours? Let's go back and imagine it again. Imagine giving your group a live interactive experience with Bob Doyle from The Secret right there in your boardroom or your meeting room or the hotel you rent out or whatever it is you'd like. Wherever you have meetings, there's really no rule about it. Just, you can do it however. But if you've ever tried to, hire speakers, it can be pretty pricey, especially with a guy like this guy right here. He is a prima donna and he has a lot of special needs. So what you want to do is you want to keep him at home, right? from the studio so he can broadcast where he does it every day in his most effective way. If you'd like to learn more about how to bring Bob Doyle into your place of business or trading or group organization, perhaps you have a church or a network marketing organization, who knows? Doesn't really matter. Just go visit bobdoylelive.com, watch a clever little video there, laugh heartily, and then contact us. Okay, we are back. We never really left, did we? Or did we? Actually, I went to the mall. I went to the mall for like the last 20 minutes. I am really good at going to the mall undetected. I did it right under your noses. Right under your nose. I went to the mall. I picked out shoes as I was talking to you about VR. Can you believe it? And it looked like I was just sitting here. Okay, no one has said anything since Louise said very true and good point. And then everybody went away just because I was having a little bit of fun with Bob Doyle Live, I guess. Look. Here, I'll tell you what. How about we just relax? The nearby mall, Jenny. It's a little musical interlude while I'm waiting for you guys to tell me what your life is about. While we wait for people to tell us what their life is about, we'll just listen to this little swing thing over and over again. It's not really swing at all. It's you could swing to it if you wanted to. It's more of a, I don't know, what would you call this, Pete? Everybody, come on now. See, I want this in your head for the rest of the day. I'm just going to do it over and over and over again so it will get stuck in there. And then if you're a person who, like me, always hears the harmony in your head, you'll be singing along. And then you'll want to download this part, the audio, so you can just play it over and over again and sing harmony with yourself. I know Gail will do it. She's a sport. No? So I have been saying, and I'll close out here shortly because obvious reasons. I will be doing some concert windows. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. More self-promotion from Bob Doyle. Be doing some concert windows. That's some ukulele playing. And I am, truth in advertising, I'm going to call them the practice sessions because that is what they will be. But, you know, I do a lot of practice when I'm not broadcasting too, so hopefully it won't just be pure trash. But the idea of these concert windows is to sort of workshop some ukulele stuff I'm working on. And to be able to do it on a platform where I'm not slapped about the face and neck because of copyright things. Right? So I go to concert window and I can sing and play whatever I want, including original stuff. And I'm working on a lot of original stuff too that I'll share with you. But I could do that here, but will I? I need at least 600 people in the room before I do that. Look, it's not my rule, it's my agent. Well, one of the things I wanted to say in all seriousness is Bob Doyle Live takes Bitcoin. That's right. If that just changes everything. You're going, Bob, why, when you were saying all that stuff about bringing me in, why didn't you just say right from the beginning that you took digital currency? That I'll be right in touch. Well, I'm sorry I forgot to say that, but it is a true thing. So, all right, let's see if these button pushes work. And this starts. Yes, the chair dancing lady, ladies and gentlemen. We need to give her a name. Lois? She looks kind of like a Lois. Oh, that's not Lois.
It's the Bob Doyle Show.
That's right. You've been watching the Bob Doyle Show. 14 upside down ponies. And just to deliver on that, there you have them right there. Thought I'd forgotten, didn't you? Nope. I didn't forget you. And I won't forget you next time either. So don't you forget me. That seems fair.